Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bear Beer Reviews. For tonight's little delectations, we have a present from Sophie and Andrew from Glasgow, my dear friends who got married the other day. Went to Bruges, I think it was Bruges, for their honeymoon, and they also had some exciting news that they're going to have a child. And on the journey, they bought me some wonderful beers. A couple from Brouwerij Bosteels. They've got Kwak, obviously, and the triple Carmelite from them, and also a Pirate as well, or Pirate, however you pronounce it. It's interesting because I'm subscribed to this wonderful magazine from America, and on the inside they have got an article on Brouwerij Bosteels, weirdly enough, talking about the design of the recipes. And what I was going to say is, can you see that he's holding a glass? That is the Kwak glass next door to a Kwak coach wagon, specifically designed. This glass was by the brewery / own innkeeper Pauwel Kwak, who designed this beer, and he's got a lovely little portrait on him just there. He designed this glass so that coachmen could hang it from their coaches, because coach drivers weren't allowed into taverns. So somehow that weird kind of bulbous shaped vessel attached to the side of a wagon. So is the theory, at least. Oops, tell my TV's screwing up. But, you know, that's all that was back in the history. There's 222 years and 7 generations, apparently, in this brewery. So this beer's been around for a long time. It's another kind of bottle opener's useful too. Belgian institution, really. I'm going to crack this one open on the top. This is a Belgian strong pale ale. Oh, God, this is awkward. There we go, that's better. Belgian strong pale ale. I'm going to use a Strava Hendrick glass rather than the Kwak glass, because I'm afraid I do not have a Kwak glass. And the triple Carmelite that we're going to try is an Abbey-style triple, should we call it. So, pull this fellow out. That's a little bit of history behind the beer, at least, and it does look extremely pretty in the glass. It's kind of like a deep copper, almost amber tinged, not amber tinged, almost kind of ruby tinged. A little bit of red in it as well. It's not as pale as you might think it is, to be honest. It's quite dark, but it's absolutely crystal clear. Ridiculous amount of carbonation going on. Can you see that? Tiny little bit of head on it, but it laces rather beautifully. It doesn't look like it's bottle conditioned, so it must be filtered out. So I don't think it's re-fermented in the bottle, this one. Again, I could be wrong. An uncomparable Belgian top fermented beer with a unique taste is all it says. Best served from 5 to 6 degrees in a traditional glass. And that's all you get told. That's all you need to know. Isn't reconditioned in the bottle, unfortunately, which I do quite like. So let's get a nose in there and get some aromas on this. It's quite sweet and caramelly. And a very, very, very typical Belgian ester smell. Spicy, clovey, banana-y. I have a feeling, and I have had this before, but usually it's after a few drinks, and this fellow is 8.4%, so this is usually one that ends the night, to say the least. I've never really properly delved into it, but I can imagine this to be a schooling on a Belgian pale ale, to be honest. So cheers everyone, let's give this a try. Ooh. Yeah, it's rich, it's really sweet, a really terrific note of caramel. Maybe even kind of Belgian candy sugar. A nice brown sugary flavour runs all the way through the beer. Wonderfully effervescent, really, really quite fizzy, but also quite a medium mouthfeel too. So it's got a good presence in the mouth. There's a lot of banana and clove in this. Really huge on the Belgian yeast flavours. It's almost like, I mean, a beer that everyone always has, everyone's always tried, and I tried it because I wanted the fancy glasses. You get a glass of Lef or Leffy, or however you pronounce it, and that's another strong pale ale, and it's all about the Belgian yeast flavour. It's all about that bananas and cloves and the fruitiness and the spiciness, and this one just hangs on that, but hangs off that caramel, hangs off this kind of brown sugar sweetness, this candy sugar flavour all the way through the beer. It's very, 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 very drinkable for 8.4%. I would swear it was far less than that. It's far less than that. It's a killer, this one. It's so easily drinkable, super easy sipper. The brewery Bosteel are quite big now. You know, they're a brewery that's been around for a long time, and these beers are ubiquitous. I've seen them all the way across East Yorkshire and Yorkshire and many other places I've visited because of the distribution that they get with the people they come in with. They're just quite ubiquitous, but it's a really good beer to kind of find, to kind of stick around, and a good one to get started on if you really want to kind of go out there and try something a bit different. If not only for that really cool bulbous glass that comes with a little wooden handle, like a wooden glass holder, because it can't actually stand up because it's got a round bottom. But it's good. It's a good way to introduce yourself. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's not the most complex beer I've ever had. It's not the most particularly interesting. It does what it says on the tin, and you cannot fault this fella for that. And it's lovely because of it. And it's also not the best one I've ever had because of it too, but that's surely not a bad thing. So please like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Tell me what you think if you've tried Pauwel Kwak by Brouwerij Bosteel. It's a good beer. Cheers everyone.